I mean, is the answer to any situation in life just to have the right kind of mindset? You hear people talking about this quite a lot. Well, our next guest certainly thinks it is.
Well, he's Steve Green, he's a self-made millionaire, he's from Redcar, and he believes he can help those who are homeless in the town simply by how they deal with their predicaments. And Steve joins us on BBC TEES this morning. Hi, Steve.
Hi Neil, you alright?
Yeah, very good, thanks. Thanks for coming in. For people who aren't aware, you made your money really, didn't you, when it comes to things like property development, but your real passion is something known as mindset coaching as well. Explain a bit about that and how that came about.
Okay, so for me, I mean, I think that each and every one of us through life we get our fair share of challenges, and I'm sure everyone can relate to that. I certainly had a lot of challenges myself, so the main time for me was when I was back in Iraq in 2003, and I really struggled with that, like as a young soldier, didn't really know what to expect, and the first time that you start sending coffins back home and that realisation of this is real, people want to take my life. And we were under really extreme conditions where we were on limited water. We were on 4 litres of water and it was 50-degree temperature. They couldn't get water out to us. We were on limited ration packs. Everyone had sickness and diarrhoea. You're under extreme conditions, and then the pressure of obviously trying to stay alive, and people wanted to take your life, and it all got too much for me. And I remember at that time I actually thought about ending it all, and I probably shouldn't have had a weapon at that particular time. So I've been right at the bottom on a couple of occasions where things have got really challenging. I didn't feel I could get over things, and when you're in that moment, you don't see a way out. Like people say, oh, people who take their lives, they're selfish, they've got kids. You don't think that. I wasn't thinking that at all. It was just, I just want to end this pain, and I don't want to be here. So for me, I've got a real passion because I have experienced that. I know that I can help people that I suffered from PTSD, and again told that can't be cured. It's something you have to live with, and again it's not true because now I'm in probably the best mindset I've ever been in my life.
So what is the key then when we talk about mindset and stuff? If somebody is down there on the lowest that they can be, what do they have to focus on to have that mindset to lift themselves back out?
Okay, so I believe there's 10 steps to mindset. I'm probably a bit long to go into them all, but first of all, it's being clear on what you want. So taking responsibility for where you are, because that's something that I didn't used to do. I used to play the blame game of it's his fault, it's her fault, it's the government. And you've got to just accept where you are right now and draw a line underneath of it, and just let go of anything that's bothered you in the past, and maybe things that you're harbouring, like sort of hatred towards people or anything like that. So take responsibility for where you are now and be very clear on where it is that you want to go. So, okay, how do I move from my current situation into a better situation? So desire is, I always say, desire is the starting point of all achievement. So people think that success is having the flash car and the house and things like that. It's not. It's about what's important to you, knowing what happiness is for you, having a clear picture of that, and working towards it.
So tell us about what you're going to be doing then, because you're going to actually be undercover, and it's to do with homelessness, isn't it?
It is, yeah, and it's probably come across not in the way that I've intended. So I am going to be homeless, so I'm going to be out on the streets. I won't have any mobile phone, I'll have no contact with home. And I've got to find a job, and I've got to find a place to live. So I've got.
Are you prepared for just how hard this is going to be?
Yeah, I know it's going to be tough, and my partner doesn't want me to do it. It's our summer holidays. We're off with the kids. We recently took a special guardianship of a young girl who's only 2 years old, and it's our first time to really have a holiday. And I'm potentially giving it all up to make this point that. People can get out of their current situation now.
It's all, you know, there's got to be people, Steve, listening to you going, do you know what? You mentioned about how you are in touch with people, but the reality is, kind of your brain knows that at any point you can kind of drop all this and go back to your lavish lifestyle. What do you say to somebody who says that?
Yeah, I 100% get that, and I understand that it's very controversial. I've had a lot of positive messages and also a lot of negative messages as well on this. That the reality is, the people that are going to benefit from this most is probably not homeless people. If we can help some people, we're going to raise awareness. sort of some of the shelters we've been speaking with, they've contacted us, they love the idea, they want us to raise awareness of them and the good work they're doing. This message is probably more for the people that are listening right now, the listeners that of maybe having challenges in their life, maybe it's difficulty with getting back into work, or just general things that people struggle with in life, and me showing that me being able to go back on the street with nothing, how I can get a job, I can get an apartment, and I can build my way back up by just purely being focused on what I want and working towards that.
It's giving people some hope, isn't
Yeah.
it? It's what it's all about. So when does it all start and what's the plan?
We're going to start in a couple of weeks' time, and there is going to be a few twists in it as well, because people are sort of saying, well, you won't have the experiences of homeless people there in this situation and that. I'm not going to go into exactly what I'm going to be doing, but I am going to be at that level, let's just say that. So I'm going to be challenging myself at extreme levels.
Have you got Channel 4 following you, or a production company, or far from it? No? So you're not doing it on film?
No, so what we're going to do, I was actually in talks with the BBC about covering this, and it just sort of dragged on, so we're actually doing it ourselves. We're going to have a hidden camera on there, and there'll be certain things where we will be I will be, like, the crew will come in and they'll talk to the homeless centres and things like that.
We'll keep in touch with you over the next few weeks. Good luck.
Brilliant.
Hats off to you, because as many people wouldn't even attempt to do it, so good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks very much indeed. Steve Green with us on BBC TEES this morning. It's Neil and Amy with you Tuesday for the 23rd of July in the sunshine, and it's 8:31 now.